Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Over the years, I've become famous on YouTube for talking about popular Disney franchises because I feel as if I've been a part of every single one of them. I've been a part of the Disney Revolution when Disney moved out of traditional animation into live-action TV shows like Hannah Montana and Wizards, and franchises like High School Musical that have changed our lives. And this, honestly, out of every honor that I've ever had bestowed upon me and been given to talk about on YouTube, is the greatest honor of my life because I had the honor to meet each and every one of you and share with you my opinions on Descendants of Zombies, franchises that have gone so far but still have so much further to go. And they can only get there without our love and support for Descendants of Zombies, which you guys have shown unconditionally all throughout the summer of 2025, which I give you a profound amount of thanks and credit for, because you guys do realize that you're the reason why Descendants of Zombies has happened and has seen so much profound success, right? If you don't realize that, then I'm going to upload videos of Descendants of Zombies for the rest of my life until you do realize that and come to the realization and accept the fact that Descendants of Zombies fans are the most incredibly loyal and incredibly supportive fans in the entire world. I say this with all of my heart because I just want to say thank you so much for all the love and support you have shown this YouTube channel continuously over the last year. In August of 2024, this YouTube channel premiered on August 5th, 2024, and it exploded with subscribers, it exploded with views, and in less than 3 months, over the course of the last 3 months, we put over 100,000 views almost on this YouTube channel. That is incredible. We're at 65,000 channel views, and mere 35,000 channel views is what separates us from going to 100,000 views, and I will be celebrating that as soon as it happens, along with every critical moment that will happen for Descendants of Zombies fans over the course of the next year, leading into the premiere of Descendants 5 Wonderland, which I'm really excited about. You know, you can argue about Descendants The Rise of Red being a franchise that should have never been created, that should have never happened. But Descendants The Rise of Red was a franchise that I was particularly fond of. And I grew fond of it because of people like Ruby Rose Turner, whom I'm dearly in love with, Kylie Cantrell, who I see a lot of passion coming from for dedication to the franchise. Dedication that we never saw from Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson. I say this because the only star of the Descendants past that actually commented on the 10th anniversary of Descendants was actually Sophia Carson. And she did it for a mere 2-minute video where she talked about how Descendants had meant so much to her. It was her breakout role. It was her first ever opportunity, like Freya Sky had her first ever movie because of Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, the character Nova. And I think that she has a prosperous future ahead for her because of all the great reviews she's been receiving. Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires did outshine all the criticism, with people who actually did post great reviews about it on IMDb and RottenTomatoes.com, which was really cool. I wanted Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires to exceed all the expectations of all the criticism it was bound to receive, and within the first few hours of the music video Place to Be's premiere and Don't Mess With Us, it did receive a lot of criticism. I kind of wanted to take that away, so I was one of the only first people on YouTube to upload a video about the Place to Be music video that got thousands of views. Thank you guys so much for that. I don't know what it is about my voice, but it's always tied in significantly with the Descendants franchise. There's always been something about my voice and this franchise and the relation to it. I think it has something to do with my appreciation for fairy tales and folk literature over the years. In high school, I studied folk literature for many, many years, and I gained a greater appreciation for all your favorite fairy tale characters that drew inspiration from fairy tale princesses like Aurora and Rapunzel and Snow White. It was so fun, you know, studying these characters years ago for many, many years, because in those classes you came away with a greater appreciation, knowing more than the next person in line about, you know, a princess or a prince or the story that existed behind it and the lineage that existed for franchises like Sleeping Beauty and Snow White, which went on to become some of Disney's most revered classics. And I think that for forever, you know, being a part of all these successful franchises of Disney history, from High School Musical to Hannah Montana to Wizards to Sweet Life, I think Disney's forever and always been waiting on a franchise that would captivate millions of people. And Descendants of Zombies serve that purpose. It was an opportunity for stars to really break out, to be introduced to a whole new global audience, a whole new generation of Disney fans, which are very different from the fans of generations past represented by Miley Cyrus and Selena Gomez. I say this because Descendants of Zombies fans know what's up. They know everything there is to know about Descendants of Zombies, and if you're not on point when you're doing a podcast about Descendants of Zombies, they are going to let you know about it and how they feel about your commentaries. Now, thankfully enough, I have experience as a journalist, and I've done some insight and research on Descendants of Zombies, and I know how to commentate on franchises and really bring videos to life. That's something you're not going to see from any other YouTube creator who promise you to do Descendants of Zombies videos, because all they use is AI to talk about the franchise, offer you some predictions in a 5-minute video, see you later, there's the door, don't let you hit on the way out kind of thing. I've really wanted to showcase the passion that has brought us all together, because it's undeniable what Descendants of Zombies has created. It's a franchise that brought millions of people together. High School Musical had millions of fans, but did it bring people closer together? Did people become the best of friends because of High School Musical? From how I choose to look at it and perceive it, it was only the stars on the set of High School Musical that had friendships like Ashley Tisdale and Vanessa Hudgens, or Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson. It wasn't until Descendants of Zombies broke out and became a worldwide phenomenon that we saw some of those beautiful friendships of all time happen for both the stars of the franchise, like Kylie Cantrell, Malia Baker, Kylie Cantrell, Ruby Rose Turner, Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson, and millions of people. The thing is, everybody are best friends now because of their passion for Descendants of Zombies. The conversation always starts with, are you a fan of Descendants of Zombies? The two of you hit it off, and you're friends for the rest of your life. And the thing about the fans of Descendants of Zombies is their love for this franchise is truly unconditional. It doesn't matter what part of Descendants history you're a part of or remember, you're just a fan of it because you love the story. It's not just about the music and the relation of, a soundtrack and everybody falling in love with the music, because you take the music out of Descendants, you've still got a powerful story. You take the story out of Descendants, you still have powerful music. Because oftentimes when the emotions are too high for a story to be told, they rely on the power of music, which I give them a profound amount of credit for, because you take a song like Life is Sweeter When You Were, it was a beautiful song that really brought the franchise to life, that gave you inspiration and hope that kindness can really touch a person's heart and have that much more of an incredible reach than ever given credit before. I think that a remix of Life is Sweeter When You Are would be fabulously done, but there's just something about Ruby's voice being on that song that gets me every single time. There's not a night that goes by that I don't miss Ruby being a part of the Descendants franchise. Actually, after I jump off this podcast, I'll probably watch The Rise of Red for the 1,000th time, if not 1,000, the 100th time. Because believe you when I tell you that if I say I've watched Descendants The Rise of Red 100 times, I've watched Descendants The Rise of Red 100 times, because I do have that greater appreciation for fairy tale characters. I remember watching Sleeping Beauty for the very first time when I was probably 6 years old, Cinderella when I was probably 5 years old, drinking a bowl of chicken noodle soup every night when I'd be sick in front of my TV. So if there's a guy on YouTube that you're looking for that believes that a dream is a wish that only your heart can make, that starts with your heart, then you need to look no further than Jonathan Clarke. The thing is, I really do have an appreciation for all the franchises that have touched your heart. And when I say I have a greater appreciation for the franchises that touch all of your hearts, you had better believe that I have a greater appreciation for all the franchises that have touched all your hearts. Because while people choose to criticize Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson, I choose to give them the respect they deserve. While people choose to criticize friendships of Kylie Cantrell, Malia Baker, and Ruby Rose Turner, I choose to show it the respect it deserves. Because if you're going to talk about Descendants of Zombies, well, then that's what you should do, is you should talk about Descendants of Zombies, not just talk about how Addison does a flip because she's a cheerleader. Talk about why she's doing the flip and why she wants to be an inspiration to so many people and why she's an inspiration to you. If you notice anything about the reaction videos that are uploaded for Descendants of Zombies, they just react to the movie, a certain scene or a moment that they remember, but they never tell you why they react to the scene or why the scene was so special to them. I think more people should do that kind of thing, but the reason is, in the reality we're faced with, they don't do it is because they don't know how to do it, and they don't know how to commentate on Descendants of Zombies. Reality check. I am the only guy on YouTube who actually commentates on Disney franchises. I'm the only guy on YouTube who will commentate on Descendants of Zombies. I'm the only guy on YouTube who thinks of it as an honor, and a prestigious honor at that, to commentate on Descendants of Zombies to give you hope. Because that's all I've ever wanted to do. Long after my legacy is left behind me and I'm dead and gone, I've wanted my legacy to be left behind for having solidified your favorite stars. Because I know the criticism that they wake up to every day and face on YouTube and social media. Social media is an evil tool that showcases your favorite stars in ways that they have never been meant to be showcased. It makes people like Freya Sky and Meg Donnelly feel as if they're never good enough. People like Kylie Cantrell have been crying her eyes out for forever, and I've just wanted to take that away from them. I've just wanted to showcase these franchises for their true worth and their true value. Because I feel as if Kylie Cantrell has been wasting her tears when she should be focusing on all of you and what matters, which is all of you, because you're the reason why Descendants has seen so much profound success. Why it's had a viewership of over 9.8 million viewers every single time a Descendants movie premieres. It happens because of each and every one of you, and because you believe in it so much with all of your heart. So, forgive me, but I'm a real sweetheart, and I just don't want Descendants to be subjected to so much criticism. It's bound to receive criticism. I know ever before Descendants 5, The Rise of Red happens, it's bound to be faced with a lot of criticism, and more criticism than perhaps we'll ever give it credit for or have time to discuss on this show. But I give you my word, if it comes down to it, I will be the one guy that will stand in front of a train or will take bullets for every fan of Descendants of Zombies. Because I know how much dedication Freya Sky has put into every performance she's been a part of, for songs for her EP or the Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampire soundtrack, which was ridiculously reviewed months ever before Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires had premiered. And I just wanted to take that away from them. I just wanted to provide you with great commentaries. And through my great commentaries that I provided on Descendants of Zombies, we had the honor of meeting each other. And we've been together ever since. Because if we're a ship that's going to sink, then there's no better way to go out than by sinking and dying together. If there is an alien probe on the way to Earth, in fact, to kill us all in less than 100 days, I want that alien probe to know that there's no niche or no supportive fans that I would rather die with than each and every one of you. Because you guys have never quit on me. You've been with me from the very beginning. And I think the greatest way of honoring you is to provide you with great commentaries on Descendants of Zombies for the foreseeable future. So if you would do me the honor of allowing me to be your voice of Descendants of Zombies for just a little while longer, I promise you I won't let you down, nor will I ever go away. Because I really do believe there is a prestige that goes with talking about Descendants of Zombies and the franchises that you love. I know what it's like to be each and every one of you. I know what it's like to be a fan of High School Musical, because I was there on March 24th, 2006, and I saw the premiere of High School Musical and how revered it would become. Nobody knew how revered it would eventually amount to being, but eventually it went on to become the most revered Disney Channel franchise of all time. I believe the same night, actually, what they had happened was they premiered the very first episode of Hannah Montana following the premiere of High School Musical, and its viewership was outstanding. It set records. And to me, that really meant a lot being a Disney fan, because I was a fan of every aspect of Disney for at least the last 25 years, and that's a really long time. I say this because I've been on YouTube for a very long time, and I've had a greater appreciation for everything that you've loved, from the Vampire Diaries to the Twilight Saga to Wizards of Waverly Place to Hannah Montana to Phineas and Ferb, and I've had no regrets since providing you commentaries and analogies on the franchises that you've loved so much. It truly is the greatest honor of my life when I realize that so many people have hit my like button. So many people have subscribed to a YouTube channel that I felt as if was never good enough for anybody, because I was commentating on a lot of niches that really never made a whole lot of sense to a whole lot of people. But to each and every one of you, you saw something special in this YouTube channel. So I just wanted to be here for the foreseeable future for everybody who ever was a fan of Jonathan Clarke. Because when you could have taken a chance on anybody else, you didn't, and you remain loyal to this YouTube channel, and we've been together ever since. I particularly love the friendships of Sophia Carson and Dove Cameron, because it really put emphasis on just how powerful a friendship can amount to being. So too did the friendship of Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker, who I can never seem to say enough good things about. Now I know their friendship sparked a lot of rumors and started a proverbial fire of criticism, and I also wanted to take that away from them, because I knew how incredibly supportive they were of each other. I knew they had gone through two very brutal breakups just last year, and they helped each other through it. When nobody else seemed to even care what Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker were going through, at least they had each other. And I had a profound amount of respect for that. I saw the good in that. I saw the value behind that. So when I was reading all these reviews of Descendants of Zombies, and I read the rumors of their relationship, being turned into something different, because that's what a critic does. A critic will find something that upsets or irritates a fan of a particular franchise, and they will turn it around to make it seem very different from what it actually is. And it really irritated me, so I started uploading videos about Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker. I was uploading videos on different topics, and my videos were getting hundreds of views, and it was because of each and every one of you. And that's when I realized that you had seen the good in my videos, and from out of nowhere you seemingly had brought me back and to be your voice of Descendants of Zombies. You know, it's really cool how this happened, because 10 years ago, if someone were to look at me and say, you know, 10 years from now you'll be talking about Descendants of Zombies to a global audience with such an incredible reach, I don't know if I ever would have believed it. But here we are, and this is what it's come to, and I guess we're in this together for the foreseeable future. And I look forward to the foreseeable future because we've got a lot to be excited about. We have Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour coming at us in late 2026. We have Descendants 5, Wicked Wonderland happening. I love the title of this one, by the way, because it presents an opportunity for a lot of really creative and far more innovative storylines to be created, more characters to see their introduction into the franchise than ever before. I think that this is really going to open up doors for new storylines to be created, perhaps a setting up of the passing of the torch. I'm really intrigued by what Pink and Red's storyline will detail. You know, what kind of role Pink will have in the franchise. And if there was one character to have the torch passed to in an unofficial moment, it would have to be Pink. But the way I look at the Descendants franchise is, even though we could be, you know, moving into an era where the torch could be passed from Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson, Kylie Cantrell, Malia Baker, what have you, I think that there is always an opportunity for Red to tell more of a story. There is always more of an opportunity for Chloe Charming to tell more of a story, because a lot of people tend to forget how Cinderella was one of Disney's most revered characters. And because she was one of Disney's most revered characters, one could suggest that, or present an argument, that Chloe Charming is the one that the story should revolve around, which is something that really intrigues me, because Cinderella's always been one of my favorite Disney characters. Probably I'm a sucker for the Disney princess stories and what they represented for what feels like forever. I just want to say thank you to everybody for really loving these videos and always hitting the subscribe button, always hitting the like button, never failing to show up and being so supportive of this franchise, because your support and love is what ensured the success of the Worlds Collide Tour. It's what made the Worlds Collide Tour happen. It's what made the Worlds Collide Tour such a profound success. The same logic applies many years ago when Hannah Montana was at the heights of her popularity, and it seems like Miley Cyrus has never forgotten about it, because she knows it's had a profound impact on her heart. When she was inducted into the D23 Expo just last year, she acknowledged each and every one of you, because she too knew that the Hannah Montana success story started because of all of you. So too did the Descendants of Zombies success story start with each and every one of you. Everything about Descendants of Zombies makes perfect sense. It's allowed me to put the broken pieces of my heart back together. It's given me a second chance to be a commentator for you guys on YouTube and show you the appreciation for Descendants of Zombies that it's deserved for a very long time. That's why I'll be back tomorrow morning, and we will do this all over again, and we will talk more about Descendants of Zombies for the foreseeable future, because I really do believe that there is a conversation that never ends about Descendants of Zombies. There is a conversation that always starts with, are you a fan of Descendants of Zombies, starting out there somewhere tonight. As we speak, I can assure you that there's a conversation starting about how people are fans of Descendants of Zombies. And that's why I love to create so many conversations about Descendants of Zombies on this YouTube channel, because I believe that there are never enough good things said about Descendants of Zombies, and it goes with all the criticism that you guys are subjected to about your favorite stars. I've kind of wanted to take that away from you guys, because I think that if you're going to upload a video about Descendants of Zombies, what you have to do is you have to speak from your heart. You have to really let people know how you feel about Descendants of Zombies, as opposed to just uploading a reaction video about a franchise that has forever and always meant so much to everybody's heart. And that's what people who upload videos about Descendants of Zombies have to realize, is that this is a franchise that has forever and always meant something to somebody's heart. So because it's forever and always meant something to somebody's heart out there, you have to do it with prestige, and you have to do it with honor, so that their favorite stars aren't reduced to tears every night that they YouTube a video. Because believe you me, I know what happens. I know that people are reduced to tears because their performance level didn't meet the criteria of a critic on YouTube. The reality of it is, who really cares what a critic thinks of a superstar? Somebody who became a legend seemingly overnight because of Descendants of Zombies. I really don't think they care. It's just, I see it in their eyes. I see the emotion. how emotional they become over a performance of a character like Red. I mean, Kylie Control never ever thought she'd be on a stage performing on a tour that would receive such a global reach, but she did. And that's why I say she's one of the most dedicated stars ever in the history of Descendants that has ever come through the doors of the Disney company. And her resume speaks for itself. Gabby Darren and the Unsittables, Raven's Home, Bizaardvark, and now Descendants. She's had a wonderful resume, a wonderful career, and I think that it should be capped off with a legacy that she's going to leave behind. And that's what I'm here to ensure, even if it means that I have to upload videos about Descendants and Zombies for the rest of my life. If Miley Cyrus can go down in history for being one of the biggest teen idols in history for her portrayal of the Hannah Montana character at the D23 Expo in 2024, so too can your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars. For sure Kylie Cantrell, for sure Dove Cameron, for sure Ruby Rose Turner, although her time with the franchise was very short-lived. That's why I say never enough can be done, or never enough opportunities can be given to Ruby Rose Turner, because people will forever and always talk about what Ruby has done for Coop and Cammy Ask the World. People will forever and always ask about the TV show The Orange is the New Black. But I think that because her time with the franchise is very short-lived, I think there will forever and always be an opportunity for her to have something more to do with the franchise, and the door will be left more widely open than ever before for her to have something to do with a franchise that has forever and always held a special place in her heart. And I got that from the PR that Ruby was a part of. I noticed how Ruby was so appreciative to be in a room answering questions about The Rise of Red, so excited for the premiere of the movie, wondering what people were going to think about it. We expected criticism, and for sure we saw it, but because of each and every one of you, that criticism was alleviated, it was taken away, and I can never seem to give you guys enough thanks and enough praise for really bringing this one to life, because you really did bring this franchise to life. A franchise that nobody ever expected to become a global phenomenon overnight, but it really did. And 10 years ago, I never ever thought I'd be here tonight talking to each and every one of you about a franchise that has forever and always held a very special place in my heart. So before I leave you guys tonight, I want you to know I look forward to the foreseeable future for Descendants and Zombies. I look forward to providing you with great commentaries and analogies about Descendants and Zombies. And I just want you to know that I will always be supportive of Descendants and Zombies. I will always have a video out about Descendants and Zombies. If I say I'm going to upload a video about Descendants and Zombies, you would better believe tomorrow morning there will be a new video uploaded, regardless of what time it happens, about Descendants and Zombies, because there is a greater appreciation coming from me about the franchises that I know you guys love so much. Regardless if I talk about the original cast, regardless if I talk about the new cast and their new unique spin on the franchise, which I dearly love, because if I've said I've watched The Rise of Red 100 times, you would better believe that I've watched The Rise of Red 100 times. I think never enough good things can be said about a franchise that still has a long way to go, but it doesn't mean it can't get there without your guys' love and support. Thank you guys so much for always being there for your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars, allowing us to shy away from the criticism, because I think never enough good things can be said about a franchise that has meant so much to my heart and all of yours. That's why you're here. That's why you're watching this video. So today we talked about the original cast of Descendants as we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Descendants franchise, a franchise that has forever and always meant so much to each and every one of our hearts, because the reality of this is, this could have never happened if not for each and every one of you. This really could have never happened, and this is the greatest honor of my life, truly. It has been to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies. We will talk again tomorrow morning between 8:35 and 9:05 a.m. about Descendants and Zombies and all the franchises that have forever and always held a very special place in your heart. And please, be kind to one another, because kindness really does go a long way in this world. You never know how much of a profound impact kindness can truly have on a person's heart until you show it. So pick up the phone, call your friend you haven't told in a long time that you love them, text them, whatever you want to do, but just make sure you spread a little bit extra kindness, because kindness really does go a long way in this world, and it does eventually touch somebody's heart. Guys, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your life as your voice of Descendants and Zombies. We will talk again really soon. Until then, see you, YouTube. We'll talk again in the morning.